Hi, it's Kate from Izzalicious Designs. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do the two different styles of the tunic, the parts that go down for the tunic here on our Rey from Star Wars. So this one I use a crochet stitch, this one I'm just doing some little chains, which I think some of you might find a little easier. So in order to do the little chains, okay, you can have a single loom and it's going to be in the standard configuration. All your columns are going to be the exact same height. Now I'm going to take this one off so that I can show you how we make this. Okay, and it just is stretchy with the bands and it slides on and off. Okay, so here's our little figure and this is what we're going to make. So I'm using the same colour that I used for her tunic, okay, which is like, I'm only single banding. Again, I'm having the open part of the peg facing towards me. Now, I'm going to do 5, as I said, single banding, not double banding, 3, 4, 5. The next one, the middle one, is going to be 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now going down a bit to the next part of your loom, I'm going to do exactly the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In this middle one, hey, come back here, you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on this last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to put an end cap on the end of each of them. So single band, wrap it once and twice, and pop on the end. You can do this on your loom or on your hook, it really doesn't matter. I'm doing it on the loom just to make it speedy. 1, 2, 3. So we have an end cap on each of these and we're just going to loop them up. Push past the end cap and loop each of these little chains up. And on the bottom. Oopsie. So now we're going to take these off and take them off in the right order. So you've got a 5, the 4, the 5, and then again 5, 4, 5. Move your loom out of the way. We are going to take 2 bands, okay, and we're going to join another 2 to them so that we have a large opening. But first of all, I'm going to slide these all on. Like so. And reclaim, whoopsie, I'm losing one. Come back here. reclaim the end of my bands. I'm going to put the other two on the end and go through one like this, and then one over the other, and then this little knot is going to be where I have them all joined. So we have 3 one side and 3 the other. Okay, I'm going to pull this side over this side, and these 2 little loops I'm going to stretch out and pop over that first little fishtail, or the first little chain. I had someone tell me it's not a fishtail. Well, to me it is. Alright, so I have 3 one side and 3 the other. You're going to keep these 3 close to this side. Try and get them over that knot so that they stay where they're supposed to be. I just find it easier if you have one set here and the other set the other side of the knot. Put the knot at the back, okay? You're going to spread that center part out like this and pop your doll figure through. It's easier when you're not holding a hook in your hand. There we go. Thread that through like so. Now you want to have 3 on one side and 3 on the other side, and there's nothing you can really do about that. It's just going to look like part of her tunic. Yeah, this is not the tidiest of ways to do it, but it is a way of doing it. Now, to stop these chains from flopping all over the place, what I did was have 2 brown bands, one for each side. So hold your chain up, go through the end cap, so it's 3 little loops on the end. Go to your next chain, make sure it's not twisted, and go through its 3 little loops of end cap. And the third one, again, make sure it's not twisted, 3 little loops of end cap. Then with one of your brown bands, pull through, reclaim one over the other, and this you're going to stretch out, this little brown band you're going to stretch out and pop her boot through like so. And we're going to just hope that that kind of anchors it down and is sort of discreetly hidden around her boot. Let's do the same on the other side. So again, make sure that you're not twisted. Well, you can be twisted, but not your bands. There we go. Here's the next one. And here's the last one. There we go. Brown band. Pull through. One over the other. And this little loop, this little dark brown loop, we're going to pop her other foot through. And that is how we sort of anchor the tunic sides to her body. And I had thought about doing it in brown to match a belt and everything, but I think that would be too much and you would see it at the back here. But you can, if you want to do it in dark brown and make it part of her belt, that is completely up to you. But I've tried to do it the same colour as her tunic. So this is one way of doing the little sides to her tunic. Next, I'm going to show you how we do the crochet side. Okay, so for the crochet side, I'm going to take my little sword out just because it's going to stab me otherwise, and I'm going to undo this so that I just have the base doll. And we'll slide her out. Okay, so that can go over there. So when we do crochet, we're using what we call single crochets, and I'm going to work on the sides. So the middle is going to be completely free, but I'm going to work on the sides, and I'm going to work on the stitches underneath where the dark brown is for her belt. So my first area I'm going to go through is these two here, and I want to try and have 3 stitches, one on the front side, one in the middle, one on the back side. So I'm going through the two little loops that I can find on the front side. Now bear in mind a stitch has got 4 loops, you've got the other 2 the other side. Using the same colour as a tunic, I'm going to pull through a single band and put it on my hook, okay? And then I'm going to take this side, the loop that's closest to me, over it like that. Next I'm going to go in, and there's no science to this. Let me zoom in actually so you can see it a little clearer. There's no science to where I'm placing it, I'm just placing it where I can. I want to go in the middle, so I'm sort of going to go through one side here and one side here, okay? But I want to try and keep it in the cream color rather than the darker brown. Well, it's not dark brown, but the light brown. So I'm going under like that, but I still want this to be above. And I'm going to do another, I'm going to pull it through, one over the other. I've got 2 little slip knots, and I'm going to join them like that. Then I'm going to go to the back, and again I've got 2 little loops here, and I'm going to go through it. And now I'm going to do what's called a slip stitch. So I'm going to join this loop onto this one here. I've still got the other side of it on my finger, like that, and reclaim. I'm going to do a chain. I'm going to pinch that with my fingers, take my hook out and put my hook in the other way. Now if you have a look at it, this is going to be 1 stitch, this is 2, this is 1, 2 and 3, I'm sorry. So you're going to skip, you've got 1 on your hook, you're going to skip the next one, which is here, and you're going to go into this one, okay? And you're going to take another band and pull it through, 1 over the other, and you're going to pull this little loop through these 2, like so. Then this is the next one. You're going to go through the 2 little loops here that we have, pull it through on your hook, 1 over the other, and then pull this one through this one. This is the last stitch we have on this particular one here. So we're going to do a band through, but we're going to do a slip stitch because it's the end. So we're going to put this one on here like that, reclaim, and we're going to do a chain. You're going to chain 1. You're going to pinch it and move your hook the other way and turn it around. This time you're going to skip the one that's on your hook, skip the one that's next to it, and go into this one. Pull your single band through, 1 over the other, and pull this loop through these 2. The next stitch is right here. Let's do the same again. Pull it through, 1 over the other, and you're going to pull this through here. And this is our 3rd stitch, so it's our last one. You're going through, we have to do the slip stitch. Pull it through and add that loop to it. And now you're going to chain, pinch and turn, skip, skip into this one. 1 over the other, and then pull that one through those 2. Here's our 2nd stitch. And here's our last stitch, so it has to be a slip stitch. So slip stitch means you add this loop to it, reclaim, chain 1, pinch, move your hook. And we do this for as long as we want to make it. Skip, skip into this one here. Oopsie. This is our 3rd one here. and it's going to be a slip stitch, so add that loop to it, reclaim. Let's see, is that as long as we want to make it? I might make it that long, or I could do it one more. Can you see? Maybe one more, or we could leave it at that length. We could do one more. So let's chain one, pinch and turn, skip, skip into this one, into the second one, and then on the third one, instead of doing a slip stitch and chain, we're going to do a slip stitch and tie off tight, and you're going to hide the end of this inside these little V's that are inside your work, and you can move it up and back across here until the end of that little loop is gone. And that is how I did one side of her tunic. Okay, we can do the other side. If you remember, we've got to do one at the front, one in the middle, one at the back. Doesn't really matter where you stop from. I'm going to go from the back. I can see the two that I want are right here. Go through, one over the other. Now I'm going in the middle here. Has to be above where that brown band is. Pull through, one over the other, and join these two together by putting one over the other. Now at the front, and there's the other two right here. It's going to be a slip stitch, so add that loop to it, and we have to chain one, pinch it, move your hook around, and we go skip, skip, and this little funny one here is the one we go through. One over the other, and then pull that through those two loops. Here's our second stitch. And here's our third stitch. Again, it's a slip stitch, so join it in, reclaim. We're going to chain one, pinch, turn your hook, skip, skip, in we go here. Here's our second stitch. And here is our third stitch, which we have to do a slip stitch in. So in, do your stitch, add the loop, chain one, pinch, move your hook to the other side, turn it around, skip, skip in here, put it through. Here's our second stitch. Has to be a slip stitch for our third stitch. Pull it through, add the loop, reclaim, chain one, pinch and turn. Skip, skip, in we go. I feel like we're doing a skipping contest. Second one. Third. Are we at the right length? Not yet, we've got one more to do, I think. Slip stitch, chain, pinch and turn, skip, skip into the third, this is the second, Just make sure we're at the right length. Do you think we're at the right length? I think we are. So this third stitch, instead of doing a chain, we're going to do a slip stitch and tie off nice and tight. I think we got it the same length. I think we did. Good. And now we have to hide that tie off band. So look on the inside here, we've got these little loops that we can hide it in. And I know this is fiddly, so for those of you who are not familiar with how we do crochet with loom bands, you might find the other way, while it doesn't look as nice in my opinion, you might find it easier to do. But that is how, and I just kind of pulled them into shape a little bit just to make sure that it was right, and then poke her little stick back in. Come here, Ray. Oh, wrong way. Gotta follow what was on the picture. Let's zoom back out so you can see what on earth I'm doing. There we go, put a little weapon in there, and there we have her. So I hope you enjoy making her. I think she's really cute. I loved her in the movie. It's always nice to see a strong female character in something like this. As I said, this is the other way that you can make it. If you find the crochet way a little bit tricky, then by all means do her little skirt this way, and that works too. Take care. Bye.